Well, g'day, Max here again, welcome back to the shop. So it's been a while, so I thought we'll just give you guys a quick shed update on what's been happening. As you may have seen if you watched the last video, there are a few things in here that weren't in here before. Including this big bugger here. So we finally managed to struggle our way and move a few of the machines from my storage shed, which was a bit of a circus act as we got bogged in the soft sand a couple of times. And I'll throw in a couple of photos of that. But at the end of the day we got them in, and I have still one machine to bring in, and that'll be my main lathe, which is my 21-inch swing lathe. So we still have to deal with that, so hopefully I'll get that in the next few weeks, fingers crossed. So let's take a look around. I do have a couple of mixed bits of footage that I had taken previously a couple of days ago and had not had time to edit, let alone look at, so it may look a bit disjointed at times, but hey, that's the way we roll. Well, yesterday was a bit of a mission, and we'll continue the mission today. So in my little storage shed there, we moved the ID grinder and the big milling machine through the soft sand here. And that's the milling machine sitting over there. So yeah, we actually got bogged here for a while, and slowly jiggered our way down this little track to the driveway. So we're on solid ground now, so it should be a straightforward run up the driveway and round into the new shop. Well, another perfect day here in Perth, Western Australia. Perfect day to be on the shed roof doing some flashing. So this is the last piece of the edge flashing, which is a right pain in the ass to do because, as you can see, it all has to be notched out. So we've done to the end there. We're just putting in our last piece now, and then similar flashing goes along this top length across here, and of course bolts down underneath, and then our window goes in. So we're just starting to get the roller doors up now. So I've got some brackets that I've welded on. I might be a bit dark up there, I don't know. Some brackets that I've just welded onto the uprights next to the doors, and the roller door brackets bolt to them. And they hold the roller door. So I'll get hoisted up with a chain block on either end and upsat on top of the brackets. So we've got it up in place. Took a bit of rooting around just to get the last 4 or 5 inches. I had to do it with a basket configuration of a couple of come-alongs. It's because I'm so restricted with headroom up there. So it was quite a heavy door that. It's a B-grade roller door. So they're a heavier door than your residential doors. So what I have to do now is fit the guide tracks that bolt up to the door member there. So there's a guide track on either side, and that's what the door runs up and down on. So I'll get those sorted out. So here's a view from the main entrance with our new roller door up, and I still have to reinstate the edge flashing as I had it removed to install the roller door tracks, and I have a bit of painting to touch up around there as well. So that's all looking good now. So here's our new door up from the inside and our personal entry door. Now I'll still have to do all of the weather stripping around the personal entry door. I had them both open the other day and it was raining quite heavily, so had a little bit of water inside. So once we get the weather strips around it, that will not happen. So we're in the middle of installing our other roller door. So we've got one up there, we're still doing the tracks on that one, and of course the other two still to go. So we'll take a bit of a quick wander through where we're up to. So this will be an entrance area here. This row of cabinets will have a timber top on it. So small jobs and stuff can be placed there when they're ready. This will be our grinding area here. So we have our surface grinder. This is the rear of the ID grinder, and of course the Churchill over there. So in this area here, up against the wall here, will be our tool and cutter grinder will go there, and then down here we'll have an offhand tool grinder. Now the Churchill cylindrical grinder is just moved this way a little bit, just to give us a bit of working room when we're dealing with these other roller doors. So when the door's up, this will move back that way a couple of feet to allow adequate clearance in between the two machines when you're operating the machine. So I think this area will work out quite well. And of course the speed controller for the jung. And of course, I think we mentioned before, directly opposite where the scaffolding is, we'll have a bit of a wall across there, and that will be the welding area. And this area here, it's most likely going to be a steel storage area. So we'll bring our other bandsaw in. And at present, I've got the big Casto power hacksaw just sitting in there. It's not going to go where it's sitting, but it's not going to go too far away from where it's sitting. So she has a very large capacity, this machine, so it should be good to have it up and running. So my horizontal borer, which is currently used as a storage shelf, that will come slightly towards us, and it'll be running on a slight angle, I think. And then on the other side of that, we may position the big milling machine over in the background. Of course, that'll be facing the other way, so the table is directly facing the roller door. Just makes it easier for getting stuff in and out of it. And then in the middle here, we're probably going to run the two lathes. This one here, this is the 24-inch lathe, swing lathe by 10 feet, and my 21-inch swing lathe. They'll run at a slight angle, most likely in the middle of the shop here. So that leaves this space here, which we may put my smaller machines in the Bridgeport and that sort of thing, but still that's yet to be determined. And then possibly over towards here we'll probably end up putting the shaper, and as far as the little Herbert goes, that's still yet to be determined. So that's where we're at, putting doors up. Took the opportunity to move a few machines in from my storage shed while I was held up for building supplies. And I do want to get them all in before winter, which is coming now. So I have one other, my 21-inch swing lathe, which will be the main lathe. As soon as I get a spare opportunity and these doors are up, I'll bring that one in as well. So our concrete slab, which is coming up, I think pretty close to 2 years old now. It'll be close to that. That seems to have settled in really nicely. There's been nowhere for it to settle. We have no structural cracks of any kind, which is a good thing. And I think that's due to really good base preparation. The sand that it sits on has been compacted to 18 to 20 blows per 300 millimetres of a Perth sand penetrometer. And of course it would only go down 300 millimetres. And then on top of that we have 2 feet 600 millimetres of crushed compacted granite cracker dust. So that provides a super strong base for the concrete slab. Even though the middle of the slab is only 6 inches thick, it makes like a slab which is 2 or 3 times that thickness. So it provides a really good foundation. So yeah, no big structural cracks, nothing. So that's really good. And also part of that too is due to good concrete preparation. The concreter insisted on not using ordinary cement, which is a blended variety. So he would only use proper straight Portland cement, which really brings up the strength of the concrete. Yeah, so I thought it's been a fair while now since we've had a bit of a shed update, so I'm going to bring you guys up to date with where things are happening. And of course here in Perth, Western Australia, our winter has started, so we're probably in for a fair bit of rain, although last winter we had more than our fair share of rain, so fingers crossed we'll be a bit light on the rain this year. So the rain is not going to hamper me, or I hope, like it did last year, as we're all pretty well enclosed in now. We still have the big window, of course, to do up top, and finish installing all of our doors and things like that, and then we'll be in a good position to have a dry spot for the following winter. But yeah, it's been progressing slowly. As I said before, I did have a couple of minor hold-ups with building supplies. I think that seems to be a global trend at the moment with what's going on everywhere. But I've been bloody lucky. I've been at the tail end. The shortages have only just been starting to catch me now, which was, we're 90% complete, so that's been a good thing. Plus all of the price rises in building materials, I have managed to dodge 90% of that. So anyway, that's where we're at. So we do have a lot of, well, it's going to be a very busy winter in here, so I'll be splitting my time with what I can build here for the shop. I'll probably start, just to break things up for myself, going through a couple of the machines and getting them ready for wiring up and running. And we do have a couple of really interesting machining projects to do as well. So anyway, cheers, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one.